right. Hey, fucking hell. Oh my God. So Restream, the API seems to have crapped itself on Restream. And because I use it to multi-stream, right? If one thing goes down, it all fucking goes down. And I'm just adjusting some fucking gain and it's just, hang on. Well, who wants tips from this fucking asshole anyway? Oh my God. Okay, good morning. Hello. Click, click, clickety, click. Okay. I'm very professional, very organized. Everything seems to be going to shit lately, doesn't it? All right. So I noticed that my friend, Mr. Constant Disappointment, is in the chat on YouTube. I don't know who else is here. I was fucking around with the chat settings too, trying to get it working on my website, but I'm not going to fuck around anymore. Anyway, we've all had a bit of a week since I last did a video, and my day's been pretty fucking shit, as you can see, right? And you're all about to find, if you haven't worked at home, you're all about to find out that what you think working from home is not the case. But, you know, I've had a bad day, but let's laugh at some dickheads first, because your day is absolutely not as bad as this guy's. Funniest fucking thing ever. This dude bought up all the hand sanitizer, tried to resell it, and Amazon shut him down, and now he's Mr. Woe is me, I can't sell my shit. And I was like, thank you. Good on you. Like, so you could be having a bad day, right? You like this, tech problems, fucking dramas. But, you know, it could be worse. You could be... I'm sitting here with all the toilet paper hoarders, right? Sitting here going, fucking hell, you idiots. There's got to be a moment coming in the next, I don't know, couple of weeks when this all settles down and, you know, it all just fucking, you know, it all settles down. There's toilet paper, there's stuff on the shelves, you know, all of that shit, right? And you sit there and, oh, Taya, hang on. Trying to get the background to show. Widget. Hang on. Here we go. Because otherwise, hide messages. 30 seconds. Okay, there we go. That should be better now. Okay, let me just turn this off. This has been an absolute fucking disaster. Anyway, hang on. So if you want to know what it's like to work from home, right? This is what it's like. You're held to your own standards, you're on your own, and you gotta fucking, if shit goes wrong, you gotta fix it yourself. Now, I will get there, just give me 1 second. Okay, I think we're working now. Can someone do it? Can someone do a test chat message? Hang on, test chat. I will edit this like for the replay because it's a bit stupid, but all right, let's see how we go. Okay. Hi. Must be Monday. Must be a global pandemic. Everything must be going wrong. Now all we need is to not have running water and we'll all be fine. So anyway, let's just make fun of this dickhead for a bit, right? Oh, but what I find funny is that he's sitting there complaining, like he thinks that he's been like served some great injustice. It's like, no, you fucking Gary V fucks who think that you just, it's every man for himself and you can just buy shit up and flip it like a fucking loser. No, you can't do that. Anyway, this is funny because I made a joke. I was like, if Amazon thinks you're fucking evil, it's time to reflect, man. Yeah, fuck, there's so many jokes. Anyway, so this is funny. So basically, this dude, right, I'm going to talk a little bit about these profiteering cunts. Because actually during wartime, it was illegal to do this. So what's funny is that we're going to see a sort of re-emergence of some of these price gouging laws. I'd be interested to know if some people could be arrested under these, whether they're actually still active or not. Anyway, so okay, blah blah blah. Ah, didn't have the chat on. Fucking idiot. Okay. Okay. We're organised. Get started. Anyway, let's just make fun of dickheads for a bit. So this guy bought up 17,000 bottles of hand sanitizer, and he went to put them on an Amazon store, and using obviously the Amazon have seller things, they then shut him down. Okay, so now he's got 17,000 bottles of hand sanitizer in his garage, and I hope he fucking donates to a food bank. Assholes. Anyway, so this is funny anyway. The next day, Amazon pulled his items and thousands of other listings for sanitizer, wipes, and face masks. The company suspended some of the sellers behind the listings and warned many others that if they kept running up prices, they'd bounce. eBay soon followed with even stricter measures prohibiting any US sales of mask or sanitizer. Right, but this guy, it's like literally nobody fucking feels sorry for this dude. I don't know if you feel sorry for him. Do you? I don't. If you're still watching and I haven't lost you. Okay, background. Okay, I have extremely bad tailbone pain at the moment, for which I need endone. Okay, I also have ADHD, for which I take dexamphetamine. I have to take both of those in combination. So things are a little bit wacky. So with all the tech going wrong and all of this stuff, I get a little bit sort of, woo. Anyway, it's all good. I'll settle down. So if you're having to work from home, okay, you're getting an insight into how things can go badly quickly if you don't have things set up. I have things set up, and I have a workflow, I have good tech, I've invested in it, I've done my research, and I look like a fucking idiot right now. Thankfully, I'm not doing my actual work, and this isn't a conference call. But seriously, that's one thing. Anyway, I'll talk about that in a minute. But let's just laugh at this guy for a bit. It's been a huge amount of whiplash. So basically, this guy does something, and he doesn't even realize what he's doing is wrong, and that's what I find concerning. From being in a situation where what I've got coming and going could potentially put my family in a really good place financially, to what the heck am I going to do with all of this? Yeah, it backfired on you, you stupid, selfish cunt. Literally nobody feels sorry for this guy, and I'd be curious to know if anyone does. Anyway. Let me get warmed up. Okay. The fact that this guy has bought up hand sanitizer, right, when hospitals are rationing this shit. Now, I was at my doctor's appointment, was it last week or so? And I'm not kidding. Like, the gall of these fucking people. They go into the doctor's surgery and they were trying to buy surgical masks from my GP's office, right? They're trying to offer them like huge amounts of cash for a box of fucking, like, it's like, who the fuck do you think you are? Like, how important are you? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? That you think that, I don't understand this mindset. If you can give me some insight into this mindset, like, I get it, right? Like, I follow people like Gary V. I'm in business, so I'm aware of Gary V and all of that flipping and, buying something at a garage sale and flipping it to make extra coin, right? But in any group of people, right, I like Gary V and what Gary V's got to say, but the cult that's formed under him are absolute fuckwits, the hustle fuckwits, who actually they're just, they think that, yeah, it's just crazy. Anyway, Gary V is actually a very interesting example of someone who, in isolation, has good ideas, but when they form a fucking cult around them, when dickheads form a cult and there's a buck to be made, seriously, like, yeah, anyway. Just give me a hot minute. You get to watch this fucking clusterfuck. Fuck in real time. Okay, where are we? Embed in stream. I'm just fixing this stupid thing. Message alignment, bottom. Hide messages. Scale. Okay. Done. Launch. Sorted. Okay. For fuck's sake. Kill me. I don't even know if anyone's here. I think I've lost anyone who was watching. But anyway, my point was that, like, it's one thing to take something and go to a garage sale and find a collector's item and flip it, right? It's a whole other selfish mindset of somebody who would drive all the way up and down his state, right? Where is it? He literally, right? He fucking took a 1,300-mile road trip across Tennessee and into Kentucky, filling a U-Haul truck with thousands of bottles of hand sanitizer and thousands of packs of antibacterial wipes, mostly from little hole-in-the-wall dollar stores in the backwoods. So basically the places where most people who are poorer than him, right? Like, you're a fucking asshole, man. It's just so wrong. The major metro areas were cleaned out. So, like, he didn't even take the hint. Like, my reflex when all of this happened, you've seen my previous videos. Right, thank you for being patient. Thank you for being patient with me and letting me get my thoughts together after a bit of fucking tech derailment. But it's very weird, right? How my reflex when all of this happened was to feel sadness and feel guilt and feel sad for other people and to feel empathy. This guy's reflex, right, was to fucking hire a truck, right? Think about these mindset, right? I just saw this fucking Leroy Kilpatrick's. If a child refuses to sleep during nap time, are they guilty of resisting arrest? Yes, they are, and we should lock them up. Anyway. Okay, so. But anyway, I need to understand. I'd really love to talk to some people, right? Who's making all these stupid dad jokes on my fucking anyway. Okay. So I'm not familiar with you and who you are, so I hope that you are not being a dick. I'll let you go, but be fucking disruptive. Hopefully that's not a disruptive thing. Remind me who you are and refresh me. Okay. So, I say, yeah, no, the mindset, right? Like I've been observing a lot of this for the last few days. The reason I haven't been doing a stream is because I've actually decided to stop doing any formal research so that I'm free to pursue research without having to go through all this fucking bureaucratic nonsense at the moment and try to decide what I'm doing. But what I've been really observing all of this stuff, people's behavior, people's choices, all of that sort of stuff. And I don't know whether I'm different to other people, but my reflex was to feel just sadness at people's selfishness. Like you'll see on my previous stream, like I was upset. I actually teared up at the idea that our society had become this, right? Because it wasn't Australia that I recognized. And that's where I thought that this has been very strange because I just don't understand how this guy thinks, right? This is an absolute disaster because I'm just light and shit. These fucking, you know what, Restreamers shat the bed. So it's not my fault. It's just that I've had to quickly adjust all of these settings and stuff. I apologize if, but it's what it is. Really fucking annoying. get this widget to fucking be transparent like it was before. It's really annoying. Anyway, it's not at all beautiful. So, yeah, I don't understand the mindset. Okay, so anyway, this stream is so fucking. This is a dead fucking stream. I was all prepared. And then YouTube and Restream won't talk to each other, and then I had to fix that, and then I had to fix the chat, and then I had to fix that, and then change software, and then I've got really bad pain, as you can, I probably look like I'm in pain. So it's been a fucking good day. But I suppose I'm also not dying from coronavirus, so swings and roundabouts. Anyway, so I'm ADD as fuck. All right. Anyway, so can we just laugh at these things for a bit? Just quickly. So let's just judge and laugh at this fucker, right? And these guys, right? I love this. I saw this thing on Reddit which made me laugh too. If you're someone who is buying out the stock to resell it for a profit, I hope that every time you're barefoot or wear just socks that you step on something cold and wet. I hope that you constantly get paper cuts in between your fingers. I hope that there is a pebble in your shoe that you just can't get out. I hope that there is something pokey in your jeans, but when you go to get it, you can't find it. I hope that you get food stuck in your teeth and you can never find floss to get it out because some freak bought out the entire stock. I think that's pretty much how most of us feel, right? And I find it interesting that, yeah, these used to be crimes. This actually used to be a crime during, correct me if I'm wrong, but during World War II, I believe it was, right? So again, Canadian couple made over $70,000 reselling wipes on Amazon at inflated prices. Like, these guys should be fucking arrested. Or, like, seriously, like, what the fuck is wrong with these people? No. That said, most of the reaction I've seen has actually been humor, kindness, gratitude, helping each other out, all that stuff. So I think you see what you look for, you see. Okay, like I did a bit of I've seen these woke fuckwits turning around and saying that somehow this is a stretch, but somehow this is whiteness at work. Like when I was in the line, like I haven't been in the lines, but from what I've seen in the lines and what I've seen at the shops and my local shops, it's not a lot of white people, but a pretty even mix of everybody. Okay, you fucking assholes. Okay, it is not about race. You're a fuckwit. Fuck that woman. You're a cult member and you're an asshole. And if you think it's only white people hoarding, then it's obvious that you live in a white people rich suburb, and it's showing. Privilege is showing, because I live in a working class suburb where everyone is in it together, and you're sitting there in your fucking upper class tower, like looking at all the white people surrounding you, judging them. Fuck you. I actually live in a working class area with really good mix of people, and everyone has just been pretty fucking nice. Okay? There's Facebook groups popping up every day, right? There's one great one which is adopt a healthcare professional, right? Which adopt a healthcare worker, which for those, obviously people are going to start hurting very soon. They're going to be working very long hours. Doctors are not going to be able to get to shops. They're not going to be able to have meals, all that sort of stuff. So the idea is that that everybody, you put your postcode in, and if you live nearby, you volunteer to adopt that medical professional, help them with their bits and so that's the thing, right? You can focus on you see what you want to see, and your black heart is showing, right? Because all I'm seeing is kindness, generosity, and people mucking in, and a small handful of fucking hand sanitizing assholes and woke cult fucks who are using this as an opportunity to slag off white people and be racist, right? Okay, these people are racist, all right? And I say that as an old lefty, shut the fuck up, okay? Grow up. You're clearly this is a rich versus poor thing. It's got nothing to do with race, okay? Let it. You're an idiot. Ah. Anyway, I was more articulate on Twitter. Read that thread if you want. But yeah, so right. I want to show you also just show you some funny shit. I don't know if I'm going to keep this replay because it's a bit funny. But some of the comedy's been good, right? This made me laugh. Car dealership. We searched Gum. My husband thought that he'd search Gumtree for toilet paper just to see what people are up to, and people are funny, man. This made me laugh. Free toilet roll and Corona with every car sold in March. Oh, that made me laugh. And this one was funny, which is that he's selling a roll of toilet paper, right? But it's got this fucking disclaimer that made me laugh, right? This is an invitation to treat, not a valid or enforceable offer. I am open to receiving the aforementioned. However, making an offer does not guarantee acceptance of that offer, and there shall be no enforceable and or valid contract until people are fucking funny. This one's funny, the obvious $1 billion. But this is the one that made me laugh the most, which was rare limited edition toilet paper, $78,000. But this one is a bit more subtle because if you look here, one of 3 photos, right, where they've taken the initiative to shoot it from different angles, right? People are fucking funny. There's been some good comedy, and somebody also took the opportunity to have toilet paper, ultra rare Beatles signature edition toilet roll. Oh, that's funny. Anyway, I've got my Trump toilet paper here. Someone was selling these for like $100 I think on Gumtree or something. So I have 10 of these. Actually, yeah, 10. That one plus 10. But yeah, anyway, bit of fun. So we're all in quarantine, right? We're all being fuckwits. All right. So this was supposed to be me giving advice on what to do, how to work from home. Okay, so you find it, what I also find funny is all these people, right, who have never worked from home, or they've done it sort of maybe like occasionally, and they think that it's working in your pajamas, and they think it's slacking off. Fucking not. It's actually pretty fucking shit. All right. Anyway, so some of the things that work for me: ADD meds, obviously, or not obviously. Mix it with painkillers, and this is what you get, right? Oh God. Make sure that you set up your gear. Okay. Now I know this was a bit of a fucking wheels falling off, sort of clusterfuck thing, that's happened. The chat's not working, so I'm off because the box is fucking annoying. Restream seems to not be working very well today. But I might actually come back on and do a proper video later on. This one seems like anyway. But some tips, okay? Which is 1. Fucking don't think that it's going to be a picnic and that you just work in your pajamas, right? It's actually very hard, especially if you're highly distractible like me. One thing that I've struggled with is distractions, right? I have kids, and it's really important that you set boundaries, okay? Very important that you set boundaries because one thing, when I first started working from home, my kids were very young, and obviously little kids don't understand. I'm lucky now that they've sort of grown up with me working at home like all of their life, so they're used to sort of their mother. If they had to draw a picture of their mother, it would be someone staring at a screen, right? Pretty sad. But at the same time, it's very important, especially if you're a parent of young children, to make sure that you work around the kids, but you also make sure that you set boundaries and carve time, because otherwise it's very easy for your work to come second, and all of a sudden it accumulates and accumulates and accumulates and accumulates, and suddenly fucked. Okay, we're doing the all-nighters and all that sort of stuff. Now, there's no one schedule that works for everyone. I find that getting up, getting showered, even if, like It's just getting showered, getting dressed, putting shoes on, doing all of your stuff as if you were going to work works better for me because it just makes me feel better. If I just roll out of bed and first of all, I roll out of bed, I end up working longer hours and I'm also less productive. If I just roll out of bed, grab a coffee, sit here, then I find that I'll just sit for 10 to 12 hours. Sometimes I work like quite long days. Um, and I will just the second I start my email, my day starts. And that could sometimes it can go for 12 hours, right? As I'm talking to you, I've got emails coming, right? It's just how it is. And you need to learn how to shut off. So set boundaries, learn how to shut off, but also make sure that you have a space. Now, I know it's hard if you're in an apartment or whatever, but a separate space is good. If you're living with other people, especially. And if you're in Perth, you need a space and you don't have the space, you can come to my house. Okay, I've got a room at the other end of the house with 2 desks in it. From when we had the bigger business, more than welcome to. So anyway, side point. I wish the chats were working. Oh, here we go. Okay, so Crystal says that she works from home with 5, 3, and 18-month-olds. It's crazy and they drive me nuts both days, but it gets done. Yeah, and I think that's the thing, is that you do find a way. I wish that this video hadn't been so shit. It might be one that I edit, but I do find that first of all, it would be easy on yourself. You can't get it all done in one day because it's very different being out of the house, and focused on work. There's benefits to both, right? One of which is that you're at work, you're focused on work, but also colleagues can be distracting, right? So if you get it right at home, you can get a lot more done in a lot shorter time. I've noticed, right? I'm a lot more productive in my home office, because I am a social being and I like to talk. So it's good being isolated. Now the other thing, okay, so one thing that I've mentioned: shower, get dressed, put shoes on, have breakfast, as if you were leaving the office for the day. I know that I know this. I can tell the difference in days, right? Now for me, I have to take my ADHD meds, right, to make sure that I function. But also set a schedule, okay? But don't be too rigid, because one of the beauties of working from home is that you can have some flexibility, but you need to make sure that you are accountable. Like I still struggle. I've been working from home in varying flavors for probably, right? I've been running my own business for 15 years, and my daughter is now 18. And so ever since she was 3, I've been running a business. So I'm used to that, but you need to be able to set boundaries, but also talk to your kids about respecting working. And I know that's a tricky one because nobody likes nobody likes to tell the kids no, right? And my kids did, admittedly, they grew up with a little bit of baggage around the fact that I didn't spend as much time. I think that with kids it can be confusing. Mum is at home, but also working, and I think that they often are confused because they don't realize that I'm actually at work. So one of the things that I have to keep reaffirming with people, right, that I'm at work. When I'm in my office, I'm at work, okay? And I know that's a tricky one. It's a tricky one for mums as well, right? But it's necessary. One of those things, and the kids, like it'd be interesting to know what people think about this one, but in my experience, the kids are going to find something to not like you for. You're fucked, okay? You're doomed, all right? So and whether you work, whether you don't work, okay? If you were a stay-at-home mum, they're going to grow up and thinking that you smothered them. Okay, if you worked out of home, they're going to wish they had a stay-at-home mum. We really can't win. Okay, that's the takeaway. So if you're working from home and the kids arc up, don't be afraid to set boundaries with them. It teaches them, for better or worse, my kids are very good now. They're older at knowing that not to mess with me when I'm working, right? Unless it's an emergency. They're independent. Again, you do it your way. I'm not a very good parent, but is anybody? I don't trust anybody who claims to be a good parent, right? There's people I know who have like one kid. They're all self-righteous about parenting and shit. And it's like, stop pretending that you know better than anybody else. We're all just doing the best we can. And that's the thing about working from home. Just do the best that you can on any given day, but do try to have some structure. And I do find that getting up, having that routine really, really helps. Also, I find background noise, TV, things like that distracting. Okay. If you're in a position with like me and Paul, where we both are at home, we and you have the space, be as far away from each other as humanly during the day. Okay. If you can set up in one room at the one end of the house, and he can set up at the other, that's the perfect arrangement. That might not work for you. Again, I'm just saying what works for us. I can't stand, because if I'm being, I only like music and noise when I'm designing, not when I'm writing or other kinds of work. I can't stand background noise, right? Or studying, because I just, it pulls my attention away too much, whereas Paul likes to have on. So if you guys are both in a situation where you start working from home, first of all, split the fucking responsibilities. Don't make it so that the kids by default go to mum. Make it so that they are taught to go to both of you equally. That's another thing. I know this is probably a bit of a meandering thing. I might like chop it up. I don't know if there's anything of value. I could probably just do a list of fucking tweets or something. It's a benefit. But those are things that help me. Now, if your work has set you up with you, you're probably forced to use their software. So I'm not going to talk about software, but one thing I do find useful, and this is absolutely fucking essential for me, which is an app that blocks all distractions like social media and fucking news sites, anything when I'm procrastinating, and it shuts everything down and it locks your computer out of it for 2 or 3 hours at a time. Now, I find that works a fucking treat. It's called Freedom app. All right, let me just hang on, the Freedom app. Oh yeah, this thing, right? Block various things. What I've got it so that, because I'm obviously in the web business, and it's really, really, really difficult when you're doing digital, you have it so that you've blocked, because I need to do work on a certain thing, but I need so I can't just block the internet. I can't just turn the internet off because I work on the internet, right? I'm designing websites, right? So what I do is I basically make it so that I whitelist only my development server, only certain things, and only certain apps, and I block everything else, right? So I whitelist Photoshop, whitelist, all of that sort of stuff, right? Yeah. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Fucking, what is it with Periscope during the day and people with their dicks out? Right. Fucking hell. Anyway. Okay. All right. So this is, yeah, I find this app really handy because I'm on Mac. There are free alternatives as well. There's an open source version. I just like this one because it works across the cloud, and I can also do it from my phone because I'm very, very good at shutting it off on my computer and then conveniently just flicking through my phone. But I have really chronic disorganization, right? If you've seen me under a bit of stress this morning, you see what happens. So I use the Freedom app. I find it really handy. This is not anything paid. I was going to screen share that. And that's the Freedom app. So have a check on that. I find it really useful. Oh, it works for Windows as well. It used to only be Mac. Okay, but I find this really handy. Okay, this is not this is by recommendation. right? What else? So set boundaries with your kids. That's the big one. And family. Okay. So if you're tell people if you're working from home, right? If there's one takeaway that you can get from this, it is that you're still at work. Like, of course, there's some flexibility, and of course, you have a little bit more control. But one thing that I find that people love doing is going, "Oh, you're home. Let me come over and talk to you for 3 hours." Okay, don't let them do that. Okay, because don't let people make a habit of doing that, because otherwise, then you'll. Another thing that works for me. I do invest in tech. Okay, that makes your life easier. All right. So, and if you do have the ability and capacity, hire a cleaner, okay, and a gardener. Take care of those things. Now, that's something that we have we haven't gotten one with the new house yet, but we've always had a weekly cleaner because it stops the fights and also keeps me focused at work because the amount of I'm a full-time fucking maid for these kids. If and I end up just having too much and I end up getting nothing done during the day because I sit there worried about all the things I do. So what I do, and that's again, that's about setting boundaries, saying, well, I'm at work now. Okay, just because I'm at home doesn't mean I'm not working. Like even with my husband, I have to keep reminding. I go, like you work out of the house, but dude, I do work too. Like you have to keep reiterating it, because otherwise people really think that if you're at home that you're able to do home things, right? So if you can afford it, and obviously appropriate and healthy to do so, get a cleaner. Okay. What else? Yeah. They're things that have worked for me. A routine works for me better. Um, what else? A lot of it is a bit of a mind fuck for mums. Mums particular. Mums in particular, if you're not used to working from home, a lot of mums are, but if you're not used to working from home, then you will probably spend the first few weeks catching up on mum stuff and feeling guilty that you're not spending time with the kids. Okay, kids will be fine. All right, just okay. We're in crazy times. I'm giving you permission to sit them in front of fucking Netflix. All right, crazy times, and you've got to do what you got to do. So that's just one thing. But they'll be all right. And like I said, they're gonna hate you anyway. No matter what you choose. If you're a stay-at-home mum, they hate you. If you're and then you stay-at-home mum, they hate you because you're broke. They didn't get anything. If you don't stay at home, then they hate you because you were never there. And it's like you can't win. Even when you're nice to them, they hate you. So, yeah. Um, sorry, blocking another "What's up" from my feed. Ugh, these fucking idiots. Clearly, these dudes just have their dicks out. It's gross. Go away. um, so I don't think that this has been all that great. It's been 44 minutes of fucking nothing. I might actually just log off. I've got to do some work. I might try and do an evening stream later. But that's the thing about streaming is that sometimes they go well, sometimes they don't go so well. And that's just part of the lottery, and it's how you deal. But if you want to, I'm going to do a few streams because we're all a bit bored and everything's a bit crazy and funny. I'd be keen to talk to people on Skype if you're a bit bored and you want to call in and be on a stream. Hit me up, right? Yeah. But yeah, okay. Tips: 1, set boundaries. 2, get up, shower as if you're going to work. 3, fucking what was it? Block distractions. Serious blocks of time. Whatever strategy you need to concentrate, that depends. None of those fucking things work for me, except for just, holy shit, it's due, I got to get it done. Pomodoro, none of that stuff works for me. It needs to be done and I get it done. No, I can't organize myself. I'm terrible. Um, and if you can afford it, then getting a cleaner is good for your, especially if you're both sitting stuck at home together and starting to squabble over fucking who does what during the day. Um, get a cleaner. Seriously, it'll save, like, just for the sake of a few hours. It'll save your marriage. It's say, it's one of those expenses that I can always rationalize and justify purely because it keeps the peace in our house. All right, there's fewer fights, so it's cheaper than it's cheaper than marriage counselling, right, and cheaper than divorce. So, but anyway, yes, and don't be afraid to say no to your kids. If you're new to working from home, this is going to be something that hurts a bit for you, which is they're going to be unhappy about it. They're going to think it's the weekend. They're going to think that, so keep them distracted, but it's a good chance to teach your kids. It's actually a good teachable moment. Teach them how to respect the boundaries of others and to respect that mum works and to respect that mum, that they've got to pitch in because we're all sort of in a situation. We find ourselves in this weird abnormal situation where we've all got to help. So, I'm hoping that this can be a teachable moment for my kids, and I'm hoping that it can be for yours as well. Anyway, I'm going to go. There is no way in hell I'm going to suggest that you support me. Unless you're feeling absolutely sorry for me instead. And what you want to give me some pity money, but other than that, stay safe. I might come back on this afternoon. I've got to do some work, but I might come back on this afternoon organized once I can get this fucking restream back. I actually did some more interesting parts of this COVID-19 in terms of social media. I decided to make this my topic, role of comedy in a crisis. That's sort of my area, and so I have actually been. If you see any real great acts of great jokes through this, send them to. I love you. Thank you for your precious last seconds, and I'm very sorry for the clusterfuck at the beginning. It's been a day, but like I said, your day could be worse. It could be worse. You could be this guy. Look at this cunt. You could be this cunt. Be this guy. This guy. Fucking asshole. Don't be like this guy. Okay. Adopt a healthcare worker. Find a local Facebook group that's doing a lot of support. Most of them have had one pop up. I think I've heard that the local Buy Nothing groups are doing a lot to help each other out. Fill this stuff with kindness. The only way. And if you're sitting there with your woke hot take on how this virus that originated in China is an example of white supremacy, you're a fucking dolt. Okay? Go away. Shut up. Okay? Just shut up. Nobody likes you. Okay? Why don't you just go and hang out with this dude? All right? And let the fucking adults handle, let's just be kind to each other. Okay? Anyway, stop being a dickhead. Woke fucks. If you haven't seen me before, you have no idea why I'm going so hard after this. I sound really bad. Anyway, love you. Bye.